Good morning, good afternoon and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hartley and I am the Northern Gamer. First of all, I just want to say welcome to the channel. It's the first ever episode. We're primarily going to be a gaming channel focused on Let's Plays and gaming news, that sort of stuff. So if you like that sort of stuff, stay tuned. This episode is just sort of going to be introducing the new series, which, as you can see, is going to be State of Decay 2. We'll just take this guy out real quick. And first off, with this game, I just want to say I've played through some of the introduction. Not all of it, just the first few days, just to get used to the systems, how the base building works, how the character leveling works, how trading with enclaves works, all that sort of stuff. I've by no means got even remotely close to the end. So hopefully there should be as many surprises in this for me as there is for you guys. We're also going to be playing Space Hulk Deathwing alongside this game. The first episode of that will be coming out tomorrow. That's the new enhanced edition. But before we get too in depth with that, I just want to tell you what we're doing at the moment with State of Decay 2. If you haven't heard of the game, it's a zombie survival. I don't want to say simulator because it isn't a simulator, but it's a zombie survival game. It's developed by a relatively small studio called Undead Labs. If you played the first one, you know everything about the game, because I'll be honest, not much has changed. However, if you've not heard of the game at all, and you've not looked into it at all, first off, the main thing you'll notice is that it's permadeath. If your characters die, that's it. You could spend a day working on a character, maxing out all their skills. They could be the leader of your community, but if they die, that's it, they're done. Basically what we're doing now is we're just setting up our home site. And basically what the game evolves around is just sort of going out, scavenging, collecting supplies. Want to confirm that. I am playing with a Xbox One controller, but I'm playing on the PC. I'll be sure to leave my system details down in the description.
If you're bored, how about you go scout out a place for us?
Basically what we're going to be doing now is just running around, getting some supplies, building our base up. You can see our old base used to be here, and we have now moved. And what is our next mission? The cell tower, we want to be looking... Oh, okay, so we're basically just going to do a survey of the area. And this character actually might be quite tired now, because this is probably the, I don't know, 5,000th attempt at the intro. So we're actually going to switch characters to... Where's my dude? We're going to switch to him. I still can't find him. There he is, Lamar. Switch to this character.
Can you take over?
Right, and basically we're just going to do this survey of the area. And hopefully we sort of get to a reasonably high, reasonably far into this series. Just because I've played the game and I absolutely love it. There are a few bugs. Some people have had really bad experiences with the game so far, with it sort of glitching and bugging every few minutes. I haven't had that issue, I'd just like to say. So I don't really know what's going on with some people's copies of the game. But mine has actually been rather stable. As you can see, just doing a little bit of searching there, you can do a fast search like I was just doing. But that actually can alert zombies if you... I'm assuming you knock something over when you're searching, and it creates a loud noise, and basically that just alerts zombies to your location. But for now, we're just going to climb up this cell tower and see what we can see. We'll just sort of observe the area, see what outposts there are, I have actually done one previously, just as I entered this, well, just as I started this community. So let's see what's up here. Okay, we've got a wooden house. Most of these places are just for storage, for supplies, for materials.
Yo, so far so good here.
And I'll just mention a bit more about the game as we go along. Utility truck, that could be quite useful to have. Okay, let's get that. But as I was saying, we are going to do other games, not just State of Decay 2. As I said, Space Hulk Deathwing, the Enhanced Edition, a episode of that will be coming out tomorrow. Hopefully this gets uploaded tonight on Monday. We still have one more question mark to find. Oh, there we are.
Seems like nothing more to see.
There we go. And with Space Hulk Deathwing, we're probably just going to be doing an episode, a mission an episode, should I say. Hopefully my speaking skills get a little better so I don't stutter and stop as much. If anyone out there has any tips and tricks for the games that I'll be playing, be sure to leave a comment below. Right, so what do we need to get? Just while my memory's fresh, we need to scavenge the nearby site for a rucksack of materials. Right, let's get that done first, and while we're on our way, we'll continue to talk about what we were talking about. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, with Space Hulk Deathwing, that's a 40k game, Warhammer 40k. If you haven't heard of that, well, I'll be talking about that a bit more tomorrow. But what I also want you guys to do in the comments is just sort of leave me a little short, maybe a little short paragraph of what you do in the zombie apocalypse. I know what I do. I'll probably be talking about that in the next episode. I want to see how much traction this episode gains. See if you guys like this. And just for anyone that's getting new to the series, a trick for beginners is learn to dodge like this. And then you can take it out because there's no damage to your weapon and it is instant. It's one hit. But yeah, would you go on a bow? Would you try and find a castle somewhere? How would you... Oh, that might be bad news. Oh, we've got the supplies cache. Okay, we've got zombies incoming now, but there's a few of them. Take out our trusty hatchet. We take those guys out. Okie dokie. But how would you interact with other survivors? How would you manage your community? Let me know what you would do in the comments below. And I will give you my thoughts on the next episode. Okay, we actually got a pretty good melee weapon there. We'll take that parang. But as I've sort of been saying through this, the State of Decay isn't the only game we're going to be playing. Unfortunately, the next month or two is actually looking pretty barren for games. I know in June there is the new Jurassic Park Evolution coming out, which is a sort of tycoon game, but it's Jurassic Park. If you played Jurassic Park Genesis, you'll know exactly what the game is about. And if you haven't had a look at it and you love the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World series, I really suggest having a look at that game. Here you can see my inventory's full, so I'm just sort of debating, what do we get rid of? Do we get rid of roll of firecrackers? I think that's working for a gas can to refill up our vehicles. And you'll find that some supplies vastly outweigh the usefulness of others. Gas, petrol, as I should say, as I'm English. Petrol is one of the more sort of valuable assets in the game. Just because having vehicles makes it so much easier.
I'm already full up.
In fact, we've actually just got another pretty decent weapon, a Molotov there, and a case of vitamins. Now, medical supplies are probably the most important thing in the game besides ammo. Just because they can be so hard to find, but we will actually come back to this location. We've got another gas can there. I say gas cans are few and far to come by, and then we just find 2. Oh. Okay, and another large supply of materials. So the aim for this series is hopefully I actually finish the game. But as I've said, the game is permadeath. So if everyone dies, then we're pretty much done. And just to make this series a little bit different from every other YouTubers, just because I'm new, need to stand out a little bit, we're going to try and make the game harder. Now, if I just get back to Mother Base, I'll show you how you can actually make the game harder. And there's only one thing you can really do, but it will make the game so much harder because it's such a valued asset in the game. But if you go into the game settings, you won't actually see a bar for game difficulty. There's no easy, normal, or hard mode. If I just come into here, settings, gameplay, nothing. Controls, nothing about there. Accessibility, nothing really there either. What we will do is we'll just turn aim assist off. That should make it a bit harder. But the HUD, now this is the part which you want to do if you want to make the game harder. Turn the minimap off. Now, we're not going to do it for the moment, just because I want to get started first, and then we will do that. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, but Hartley, what's the big difference about not having a minimap? And the big difference is that the ferals in the game, and the bloaters and the juggernauts, mainly the jackals, what they're called. Yeah, jackals, ferals, that's the one. Just said it and I forgot. They can kill you on their own. If you don't have a firearm and they catch you off guard, they can take you out. But if you have your minimap on, you can see exactly where they are, so you can take them out before they even see you. However, if you don't have a minimap, you will have no idea where they are. I'll have to rely on my hearing, just trying to figure out where they are by their movements, character awareness, because sometimes they shout out, "Oh, there's a feral over there," but in a more American and I don't know, more serious accent than that. Okay, while I'm on track, the new mission is to go and meet in an enclave. We'll just search this real quick. But the enclaves in the game are just other band of survivors. They each have their own motivations, and have I just skipped past a gun there? I did. Okay, so we've got our first gun, our first firearm, which is a pistol. And guns are so helpful in this game, guys. You can do it all with melee. It's really fun. If you level up the skills, you get some pretty cool fighting moves. And we're just going to take on these 4 zombies here, actually. But the guns do actually make the game really, really fun. And so, actually, this parang is pretty sweet. I was sort of expecting a 2-hit decapitation there, but oh, like that. But ammo is kind of hard to come by when you get to the later game weapons. I say later game weapons, there isn't actually a progressive system. You could go to a gun shop in the beginning of the game and you could find a fully spec'd out AK-47 or a AR-15.
You're welcome to stay a bit.
Okay, let's just find these guys. Right.
Hey there.
Okay, I'm not talking to you. Am I talking to Betty? I am talking to Betty. Right, gather the plague samples.
The safest way to collect samples is by killing plague zombies. There's a plague heart nearby. That whole area should be crawling with infected zombies. Or you could just destroy the plague heart itself to get a bunch of samples. that's more dangerous. Some advice? Make sure you bring plenty of gear on this one.
Okay, guys. So I should probably at this stage talk about what the plague hearts, what the plague and plague hearts are. So you have two types of regular zombies in the game. You have, well, just sort of regular zombies, and then you have plague heart zombies, or blood plague zombies. And basically these guys have red eyes, look real menacing, and if they attack you, you can actually contract the plague, the zombie plague. And basically, to sort of stop the outbreak of the blood plague, you have to go take out the plague hearts. Now, the plague hearts are sort of the, I don't want to say is the main aspect of the game, but that I get the feeling this is definitely how you advance the story. And so what our mission is at the minute is we have to collect blood samples. Well, plague blood samples, blood plague samples, something along those lines.
That's gonna bite me in the ass.
There we go. We'll get that back. And in the introduction, you learn that the blood plague samples can actually be used to create a blood cure. And that is actually how you heal your characters in the game from the blood plague. So if they catch it, there's a little red bar that there's a little bar that fills up above your mini-map, and if that gets to the full limit, a countdown starts, and basically if that countdown reaches 0, your character is now a zombie. And there's no curing them from that, as far as I know. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go and take a plague heart out, and basically there's 3 stages to it. You hit it a few times and then it partially bursts, but it lets out I don't want to say a scream, but it definitely lets out a noise, and it attracts more zombies to the area, and it just keeps doing that. However, they do get progressively harder throughout the game. And I do believe the hordes become bigger, more freaks start showing up, such as the Juggernaut, the Ferals, the Bloaters, and the Screamers. Because I think the Screamers are in the game from the beginning. Let's just shove that guy off us. Stab him in the neck. Duck, duck, grab him, and stab him in the neck. But you can see we're just sort of making our way slowly to the plague heart at the minute.
Not enough pockets for that.
Okay, so we've now got an MP5K. Well, we will have it as soon as I get rid of some of this stuff. Tin of shortbread. High trade value. Okie dokie. So I'll mention this. The high trade value items, you want to hang on to those. In fact, I'll get rid of those. You want to hang on to those just because, well, we'll take the 8 parts. Because when traders come to town, you can basically, well, you trade with them, but you trade in influence, which is that star in the left-hand corner, top left corner. You can see the food, medical, ammo, materials, petrol or gas, the population of your community, your crafting parts, and then your influence, which is the star. And that's basically just how you get new items. As you can see here, we've actually got a pretty decent weapon from the start, actually. I'd like it with a stock on, but never mind. I don't actually know if you can get those in the game. But, okay, single shot, definitely. Okie dokie. We'll just make our way over to the to the plague heart, and take out some zombies in our way. Okay, you can see here, actually, this is the first zombie we've come into contact with the blood plague, and he has red eyes, and his body is basically just a full, I don't know, full blister mode, basically. Ah, no. Okay, we get this guy, and we stab those two. And I think what we'll do... Okay, these are the plague samples that we need to collect. And we did actually get 2 options of... And I said I was going to do this, but I'm going to get rid of the petrol can and we're going to get the plague sample. And I think we'll probably get this done and then that'll be the end of this episode. We'll carry it on not tomorrow, but maybe the day after, on Wednesday. Sorry guys, I just hit my mic there. I don't know if that'll have come through on the audio. Also, I do want to say as well that the quality of the videos will get better. I will actually be ordering a new microphone on payday. I'll end up getting better recording software, I'll get better editing software, and just to make videos a bit more enjoyable for you guys that decide to keep watching. Hopefully I'm not too late to the YouTube party, and people actually like my content. I'll probably keep developing it anyway, because even though this is my first video, I've actually quite enjoyed it. Okay, I know there's a zombie here, I can see him on the minimap. But as I was saying earlier, these scenarios would be so much harder without a minimap. Where's the door? There's the door. Oh, let's just kill this guy and then we'll keep talking. There we are. Okay, so let's take out the plague heart now. But as I was saying, guys, hopefully the I start talking a bit more naturally. Hopefully my northern accent will start shining through a bit more. At the minute I've got my phone voice on. You'll find out that I sort of talk like, well, I talk like Ned Stark from Game of Thrones. Hopefully that starts shining through. Bit of Sean Bean action. I start saying bastard a bit more in a northern accent. But we'll just sort of see how things go. As you can see, the zombies are already pouring through the windows, and I haven't even started attacking the plague heart yet. Actually, guys, you can see that I just got hit, and that little bar has started to fill up. Now, if you get hit just sort of as regular hits, the bar will fill up slowly. But if you get bitten, it will take up about half the bar. So that's something you definitely want to keep in mind. But we'll just search this place and then we will take out the plague heart. Okay, we've actually got a bag of supplies there. Right, let's get on to working on this. Okay, now another tip I can give is don't work out your full stamina, because when the zombies start to pour in, you'll have nothing left to fight them with.
This could be bad news.
Right, let's get this one on this side, and you can barge through the door, knock them over, and then make their heads go boom. Right, let's get back inside. It actually feels safer inside, but you're sort of more enclosed, and the zombies in the dark actually blend in with the red mist, because the red mist has these amber sparks, and they actually blend in with the blood plague zombies' eyes, which is actually kind of cool, I think.
Oh man, this isn't working at all.
Hopefully I'll be able to get some. Actually, this is the first stage where it sends out a sort of pulse, and more zombies start to pour in through the windows and the doors. And this is what's handy about having a minimap. As I've said before, I wouldn't be able to know these zombies were at this door if I didn't know. But as I was just about to say, hopefully we'll get some co-op gameplay. If there are any people that actually kind of like the way I'm doing this video and will do the next videos, because I've already come to the realization that the first video will be absolutely shocking. I think every YouTuber is like that. Every YouTuber thinks, oh yeah, I'll record my intro 5,000 times, and the more times I record it, the better it will get. Well, Mine hasn't gotten any better, and I've just come to the realization it will be rubbish. Okay, that's about to go into the second stage. Now, it does emit like a toxic gas that you want to stay away from.
Time to reload.
Okay, we've got to reload here, guys. Okay, the issue now is that we don't actually have a primary melee weapon. But if I get back onto my previous train of thought, if there are any guys that want to play co-op, maybe I'll learn to do voiceovers, and then I can sort of walk some people through the co-op sections of the game, what I think of it, because I've not actually experienced that part yet. But we'll see what happens. Right, now we should be able to get rid of the yes, plague heart, that's the word, once and for all. If I just keep stabbing it. Right, there we are, guys. And as you can see, the zombies that were coming through the windows and everything there, they died as well. It's sort of, if they're attached to the blood plague, they also die, which I think is actually a pretty cool part. It's sort of like a hive mind concept. You take out the sort of the queen bee and the rest of the colony dies. I kind of like that. But I think if there was a difficulty option, it shouldn't do that. If you could put it on the highest difficulty, there was sort of, the only benefit you got from it was clearing out a plague heart and the morale bonus. But what we'll do is we'll just go and deliver these supplies to the enclave we found, and with that we will end the video, guys. As I say, a new video will be out on Wednesday. I actually don't know how long this video's lasted because I turned off my stopwatch. I had it on for all my practice videos and I was trying to aim for around 25 minutes to half an hour. I have no idea how long this episode has lasted, guys. But we'll try and get done relatively quickly. But I will say the newer episodes will be going down to around 20 minutes, 25, maybe half an hour. I'm not even setting a like target. One like, and I will do another video. And it won't be a I'll like it and a say no more fam sort of situation. But we'll see what happens. What does that? Oh, that actually has an attachment on it already. If you look over on the right hand side where I've got the weapon selected, you can see that it has a professional break, that little jigsaw puzzle, and that actually increases aspects to the weapon. If I just equip that, oh, I can't de-equip the attachment to show you what it does. But we definitely want this first aid kit. So what we'll do actually is drop the Molotov, because they're pretty plentiful around the world. But we'll also search this place. As I was saying, if the video gets a few likes, I'll obviously carry on doing this because I've actually quite enjoyed it. It's been pretty fun, guys. But feel free to leave a like if you've actually liked the video and you like where I'm trying to go with this channel. We probably will be primarily focused on single-player games, just because that's genuinely where my love for video games comes from. I love stories, I love narratives, sort of character-driven games. And although State of Decay isn't a character-driven game, it's a survival game, which I think a lot of people don't relate to, but at the same time, it is actually, you connect with it, because you think, oh, this is what I'd do. This is definitely what I do in a survival situation. And it just brings forth quite a cool concept. But yeah, we will be focusing on single-player games, mostly. Or co-op. We'll grab that blood plague sample, and we are almost nowhere near the objective. Okay, we've got another place to search here. I won't do it at the minute just because I'm already full. How far away are we now? Not too far. I just really don't want to run into a feral, guys. I've just not got that much ammo. And I also don't have that much health. I know I could heal, but I'd rather not. Should actually be ducking and taking these guys out like that. As I've said, this is the... now I'm out of stamina. But yeah, we'll just deliver this. We'll get this enclave on side. Well, let's just take this guy out. Get this enclave on side, and we'll probably finish up the video here. As I've said probably around 3 times now, leave a like if you've liked the video. If you decide to leave a dislike, just give me some feedback. If you don't like the way I talk, if I lose my train of thought, I lost my train of thought then. If you don't like that, let me know, and I'll try and correct that as soon as possible. I think that'll come with just making more videos, to be honest with you.
With these plague samples, I can make something that'll cure blood plague if one of us gets
there we go.
infected.
They've actually just mentioned the blood plague cure.
We're happy to share the recipe if you need it.
And they've just given us the recipe, so now we can create the blood plague cure.
See you again real soon.
And the next episode, guys, will be a bit more of an introduction to the base building, to the character systems, and basically just everything like that. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode, and like I said, if you do decide to leave a dislike, just give me some feedback. You know, I'm always happy to take feedback on board. Just blind you guys there. Always happy to take feedback on board, and yeah, just let me know, and I'll see you in the next episode, which will be on Wednesday. And yeah, take care, guys. Bye.